Okay, hello everybody. That will be a video about installers in Windows, because situation with installers in Windows is a mess, and it was always a mess for the last 20 years. I'll be specifically focusing on a feature in installers that often asks about putting shortcuts on desktop. And I prefer my desktop to be clean and have nothing there. I prefer to access my application through Windows Start menu, and I might have few icons, maybe like a web browser or Steam, but I actually do have them on quick launch menu, quick launch bar. So I usually don't launch application from desktop. I might have some exec files which are just standalone applications, and maybe some files I'm working on, before I move them to the documents, and maybe some directories with files or photos, and that's really all. I prefer to not have anything on the desktop, and really all the installers of different programs on Windows makes it very hard to do. And I have about 40 programs I can show you. I hope it will take about 25 minutes to do, but we'll start with some applications and see how they behave. So first thing, the Windows ask me user access control. Do I really want to launch this program because it's from internet? So you will see a blank screen for a moment. But yeah, so this is how usually good installer will start. Somehow it's not necessarily good installer. There's many bad things about it, but I will focus on the desktop shortcuts. So it asks me about language, and there's this welcome screen, unnecessary, agreement, yeah, next, unnecessary, ask a question about directory, and there's this additional shortcut, create a desktop shortcut. So every time I install this software, and I might need to go through 50 different applications when I install Windows, I need to be careful and uncheck this and uncheck it. So that's a problem. Another one. Oh, what happened here? Okay, let's ignore this one. Another one, Blender. Okay, welcome screen, unnecessary. There's checkbox, more clicks, next, install. Okay, it will install. It asks me whether I want to do this, and you think, oh, there'd be there'd be no desktop icon, right? Because it didn't ask me for that. Well, let's see. Well, it installed it. So that's not great. Yeah, we'll remove this later. Another program, CPU-Z. Agreement, yeah, unnecessary checkbox. That should be just agree. Unnecessary question, and create a desktop icon. No, please no. Crystal disk info. Agreement, again, there should be just combined. At least there's no welcome screen. Unnecessary question about directory, unnecessary question about this. Shortcut, no, please no. This is unnecessary. Etcher, for writing images to pen drives and stuff like that, and SD cards. This is nice. There's no welcome screen. There's just license and combine agree. That's nice, and it just installs stuff. That's nice. I don't need to select where it is installing, but you see, it puts stuff on desktop, and it launches the application without asking me. Okay, I mean, launching the application might be fine, because you usually install the Etcher because somebody told you, and to like, I don't know, you want to write an image for your Raspberry Pi, and you need it immediately. That's kind of fine. But usually you don't want to launch applications. Full bar, I don't use it, but there's yeah, I will present you a few things. Welcome screen, unnecessary. License, agrees, combined. That's nice. Standard installation, sure. Now it switches to administrator. Unnecessary question about directory, and it is going to install the desktop icon by default. No, please no. Handbrake. A question. Welcome screen is as unnecessary. Combined agree button and next. That's nice. unnecessary question, unnecessary details. And look, it creates a desktop icon. Why? I don't want that. Hardware monitor. Okay, no welcome screen. It just asks me about directory. Unnecessary question. Unnecessary question. No, please don't create a desktop icon. Inkscape. Select language. Okay. Welcome screen. Please, there is no need for welcome screen. License, that's needed. And shortcuts. It's going to install stuff on desktop by default. No, please no. Earphone view. Earphone view has very simple installer, but unfortunately it's putting stuff on desktop by default. You need to uncheck it if you want to install it. And there's unnecessary changes, version changes. Who cares about it? This is fine. And next. Are you really sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Why you need to confirm it? And also this start earphone view and open homepage. That's unnecessary. Another program, MediaOX. Okay. So it's a self-extracting thing, so you need to first extract things and launch the setup. There's welcome, unnecessary. Agreement, you need to click a checkbox and click next. Personal use, yeah, fine. Fine. And then unnecessary question about the directory and confirmation and installation. And look, it puts this stuff on the shortcut on the desktop. Why? I don't want that. Mirts, which I don't use, but I will show you. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Direct destination folder, unnecessary. Components, fine. And then there's this. You need to uncheck the desktop shortcut. More clicks, unnecessary. Need SL setup. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Agreement should be combined with next. Unnecessary question about destination folder, unnecessary question about menu, and it creates a desktop icon by default. No, please no. RSS all. Okay, it asks me about the language. Welcome screen is unnecessary. Combined confirmation of license, that's nice. Unnecessary question about destination folder, unnecessary question about folder. It's installing stuff. Okay, we'll see. Will it create a desktop icon or not? I hope not. No, of course it creates and asks me to run as RSS no. Because like if I'm installing 50 applications just after Windows setup, I don't want to do that. Share X. You need to click the checkbox, unnecessary question, and create a desktop shortcut. Please no. SM player. Installer language, welcome, unnecessary question, should be combined. Shortcuts, desktop, why? I don't want that. Unnecessary question about destination folder, unnecessary question, unnecessary details. Nobody cares about this. There should be like a show me details if needed, but that's all. And finish. And by default, these two things are checked in. I don't care about it. And look, don't run it, and don't show readme. And I click finish, and look what happens. It brings me a browser to show me something. Fuck off. Thunderbird. Extracting. Okay, fine. It's thinking. Ask me whether I want to do it. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Setup type, next. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it tells me that it's going to install there, but who cares? But if you actually go to custom and go through all the stations, which is also necessary, you will see it actually going to install the shortcut on desktop. No. Transmission. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Agreement should be combined. Yeah, fine. This is nice. There is less things to click, because you can just go next and confirm like 2 things at the same time and install. And let's see. Okay, confirm again. But look, it created a desktop icon, desktop shortcut. Please don't do that. Unigine Heaven. Welcome screen. No. This should be combined. Useless information. Unnecessary. And create a desktop shortcut. Please no. And we'll do a newer one. Superposition. This is very big binary. So let's wait. Okay, welcome screen, unnecessary. This should be combined. Unnecessary question. And again, desktop shortcut, please no. VirtualBox. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Combined directory and components, that's great. But create a shortcut on desktop. No, don't do that by default. VLC, which I don't use, but we'll see. Please select a language. Okay. Welcome screen, unnecessary. Nice. License is combined with the next button. You do next and it agrees. But it creates a desktop shortcut by default. It's like that by default. And this is also unnecessary. Nobody uses this these days. Yeah, so that's terrible. Another very small program, 1 megabyte in size. WinDirStat. You need to checkbox. You need to click checkbox. So it should be combined with the next button. You click next, and okay, components, fine. Unnecessary question about destination folder, unnecessary details, and I don't want to run it. But look, it creates a shortcut on a desktop. That's wrong. WinSCP. License. Okay, first thing is there's no welcome screen, great. License and accept, and it's combined with the next button. That's great. Less clicking. And installation. Next, commander, and you have this confirmation dialog, which is also necessary, but it actually tells me that there will be a desktop icon created. And if you go back and do custom installation, which goes through all these stupid questions, you'll see that yes, it's going to add a desktop icon. So no, I don't want that. And there's an add in an open source application. That's silly. And we don't want to launch it. Finish. WIS3. Okay, I'll select the language. Welcome screen unnecessary. License needs more clicking. Unnecessary question, and create a desktop icon by default. Please no. Or even quick launch icon. Please no. Like, I'm going to launch it every 10 minutes. No. I only have limited space on my quick launch bar. I might put there like Steam and Firefox, and that's all. And launch WIS3. No, please don't ever launch things, and just close the window when you are done. Handbrake, we already tried that. IDA. It's a benchmarking and system information stuff. Select language. Okay, welcome screen. That's silly. Nobody cares about it. This should be again, there should be no checkbox. This should be just combined with the next button. Unnecessary question about directory. Unnecessary question about menu, and it creates desktop icon. No. Did we try Audacity? Audacity. Let's install it. Yeah, let's see it again, because I clicked too quickly. So it asks about the language, and then it's welcome, not necessary. Yeah, nice combined license, and it doesn't even show license, just have links to license. That's great. Unnecessary question, and creates a desktop shortcut. Please don't do that. Avid Mux, it doesn't work. Did we try everything here? Inkscape. Oh, it's MSI file and it doesn't work. Okay. Let's try exam. Language. Okay. Welcome screen. Unnecessary. License is combined with the next. That's great. But you look at shortcuts, and yeah, there's a start menu by default. That's wrong. It shouldn't be there. No, not sorry. I didn't say start menu. Desktop shouldn't be there, or quick launch. Nobody wants that, babe. Maybe somebody wants it, but once you install 50 applications, your desktop is so polluted, and then you ask about the location, like anybody cares. So these are applications which I consider, bad, because they are. And did we install this already? I don't think so. This is ShareX. I don't use this. License, yeah, should be merged. Unnecessary question, and it creates a desktop shortcut. No, don't do that. So these are good, bad ones, and they always just create either they have a pre-selected create a desktop icon, shortcut application, or they don't even ask you, and they just do that. And then you have no control. You cannot set up some like system-wide defaults of what you want to be asked for and what should be defaults. Like, I don't want to be asked for directory or start menu location or components or quick launch or desktop stuff, because I always have the same result. I want the standard location, standard menu, no quick launch, no desktop. Only thing I really care is license, and it shouldn't even be that. It should be combined one button, install. That means install, and it also means I agree to license. That's really all. So I'll show you the application that does it very, very well. That they don't install desktop icon by default, or are super quick to install. So let's do chaos. It's a fractal generator. Welcome screen is also necessary. Combine license agreement, yes. Unnecessary question. But you see, now it's also asking me all this unnecessary question about the menu, but there's just a button install. And it installs, and finish, done. And there is no icon on the desktop. It's in menu. That's great. Viz mouse. Viz mouse, yeah, I use it because it allows me to do scrolling in Windows without focus. Like, I'm having a mouse here over sidebar in Explorer, and I'm trying to scroll with the scroll wheel. It doesn't work. So this application fixes that. Yeah. Welcome screen necessary. Agreement should be combined. Unnecessary question, and it actually creates a desktop icon by default. Oh, that's bad. And it's tried to launch Viz mouse. Okay, because this one is something you actually want to launch because it's running all the time in the background. So yes, and you see, this application is active. Now I can scroll. That's great. But unfortunately, we're going to move this to bad. Okay, Sumatra PDF. Oh, this is perfect. Look, this is entire installer. You just click install, bam, and you can ignore start. It should be just close. You just click, because this is PDF reader. You'll be opening PDF when you download them, or you go to a directory to open them. You don't go to PDF reader and open from there. Who cares? And you close. Nice. No unnecessary clicks. No desktop icon. That's great. Notepad++. Installer language. Okay. Welcome screen necessary. I agree to license, combine, unnecessary question, some components, fine. But you see, create shortcut on desktop. It's unchecked by default. So you just install it, and please don't run it. That's pretty nice. LibreOffice. It's in Polish. It's just welcome screen, and then standard, but it says, yeah, create a shortcut on pulpit. So that's actually in the wrong directory. Bad. WinRAR. I don't use WinRAR, but I will show you. It has pretty nice installer. Look. It just showed me destination folder. Even that is unnecessary. And then there is a agreement. and by clicking install you agree. So you just install and you're done. It's already installed. And by default, when you click OK here, it doesn't install anything in a desktop or startup menu. And yeah, so you're done, and there's this confirmation that it's done. Like even that is unnecessary. It should just close it, because OK means close, done. And I don't like when applications do that, like pop-up do some windows here. So, but it is not bad. And then you have other applications like Trezor Bridge for Trezor Wallet. It just asks me where to install it. You know, this is unnecessary, but you look, there's just install button, and that's all. What is that? I don't care. That's unrelated. And it's done, completed. It should switch to next one automatically, but it doesn't. Next. And yeah, I actually want to start Trezor because it's service that is running in background. But you know, it's simplified. Sumatra we already tried. GIMP. GIMP has a really nice installer. It asked me about the language. I think even that should be removed, but okay. And there's this window, and there's just install button. And about the language, I think it shouldn't be separate window. It just should be like it should just launch this window and show you the drop-down menu if you want to change it. And you click install, and it installs. It will take 30 seconds. So we'll wait and see whether it installs creates a shortcut on a desktop. I hope not. Okay, that's installing a lot of plugins and stuff. And finish, it's done. And there's no desktop icon. That's great. Geekbench, which I don't use, but I will show you that it is actually pretty good installer. Welcome screen is unnecessary. Combined agree button, that's nice. Unnecessary question, but you see, it's just install, and it installs. And I don't want to run it. It's also a necessary question, but no desktop icon. That's great. Flag setup. That's amazing. Installing everything. There's agreement, license agreement, and you just click accept, and it installs. It asks me to confirm, and look, it's installed now. Done. And it asks me and I can now use it. You see the red screen. But I will disable it for the video. Yeah, so it works. Another nice application, Filter Lab. It's preparing. I know it's a very small application, so it shouldn't be doing this. Welcome screen unnecessary. Release notice unnecessary. Unnecessary question. Install. Don't launch it. Don't show me. And it doesn't even have the. I cannot click here. I need to click here. But this video is about the desktop shortcuts. No desktop shortcut. Great. Chrome. Look, 0 questions. It just installs. It's because this executable was downloaded, and I already said I agree to license, and I don't want to have statistics collected. Done. I didn't even need to click anything. It's just installed. It's done. That's great. Another application I use, I just installed, is AltDrag. That's pretty cool. So in Linux, you can, in most Windows managers under X11, you can press Alt and click anywhere in the window to drag it. Like I'm pressing Alt and clicking here, and well, I'm selecting. But I will show you how it works when it's installed. Okay, where it is going to be installed, I don't care. But it just goes install. Even this question shouldn't be there. And it is going to install only on my. Let's try it as run as administrator. What will happen? It doesn't change, but install, next, and run it. Done. And look, now I press Alt and click here. Ah, have you ever seen that? That's great, right? I don't need to go here. I can just grab things, and I can drag things even under. Look, they don't change the focus. That's great. 7-zip, which is actually an application I use. So that's amazing installer. Just it asks me about destination folder. Even that should not be there. It should be just options. And install. Close. Done. And no shortcuts. About the Chrome, I mean, I said the Chrome installer is pretty good, but it still installs the desktop icon, and I think it's acceptable, because Google Chrome is something like web browsers are something that you use all the time, and basically first thing you do after logging in, you often start a web browser. So I think it's kind of fine. I know I'm going to uninstall it later, because I don't use Chrome, but it's pretty great. HexChat, which I just downloaded for you, but there's agreement and it's pre-selected, so I can click next. Unnecessary question, but there was no welcome screen. Some components, fine, because it's very complex software, so maybe some people want to do something special. Next, and next, and next. And it's not going to create desktop icon, I believe. Yep, nope. And this is unnecessary, but also see what change is unchecked, which is great. No, it's almost never you want to do that. No desktop icon, that's great. Did we already install Notepad? Yeah, we already did. VUNC viewer. Select language. Okay. Welcome screen. Unnecessary. Should be combined. But look, desktop shortcut. It's unselected by default. And you just click next and it installs. That's great. Sumo Lite. Yeah, agreement should be combined with the next button. Look, by default it says desktop icon and quick launch icon is not there. Yeah, they understand what people want. And unfortunately, it starts the window. I mean, it starts the browser without asking, and also this launch thing. Yeah, I think we went through everything. Did we install the FurMark? Actually, don't know. Yeah, license could be better. Unnecessary question. But look, additional shortcuts. It's not going to create them by default. That's great. So yeah, I think yeah, and FreeCAD. That's I think that's the last one that we want to try. This one. The black screen is because Windows asking me to confirm I want to launch this application. So look, license. There's no welcome screen. That's great. There's a license, and you don't need to mess up with radio buttons and checkboxes. You just click agree. And then this is install location. This is unnecessary question, and then the components, fine, and it just installs it, and it doesn't show any details. If you care, you can click on show details, but default it doesn't do that. It's just noise and it's distracting, and maybe even slows down installation a little bit, by a few seconds, because it needs to show this stuff. So this is pretty nice installer, and let's see whether it creates a desktop icon. It didn't ask us. Yeah, let's wait for that. Come on. And there's a close that is, yeah, once it's completed, there's just close. It could be better, but yeah, you just close it and it's done, and there's no desktop icon. And then we have this maybe stuff. OBS is behaving, also it's creating the desktop icon by default, and So I waited because I needed a 7-zip to be installed to work on that. So we'll extract some of these files. Let's see rough therapy. It's actually installer inside the zip file, which is extremely stupid. Okay, language selection, yeah, should be combined with the main dialog. License agreement could be better. Unnecessary question. But look, it doesn't create desktop shortcut by default. That's great. So you just do next. Yeah, I will actually I will remove this, but you know it could be there, but no desktop icon, please. And confirmation is also necessary. But yeah, distributing installers as a zip files where they are ready and is wrong, is stupid, because you can self-compress installer, and then you have this finished. Don't launch, please. And this we have this one, which is I think application from Canon, which is horrible application. So you see, I cannot even move it, but I can use my magic alt alt drag. So it's a horrible installer. Yeah, English install. Yes, it asks me whether I want to do that. And look, it's creating icons here now. I didn't ask it to do that. Next, I will register later. It's horrible installer. And it created the desktop shortcut. Cinebench, let's see. I didn't actually try. Oh, it's actually not installer. It's just a portable. You can just launch it. Okay. Okay. I wanted to complain about it, but it's not a complaint actually. 3D Mark. What? Cannot open an archive. Oh, it says 0 bytes. Okay, it's corrupted. Process Explorer. It's actually application from Microsoft. Okay. Agree. Oh, okay. It just launches, and if I launch again, okay, it remembers it. So, okay, so that's fine. I just downloaded a few other applications I might want to use, and I didn't know whether they will be okay. This is also just it's not an installer. You can just run it. That's great. I like applications like that. Yeah, I have like applications like here, check flash, and it just starts, or Explorer exe. You just start it. And it works. No problem. Just single executable. So yeah, that's really all. You see, we installed bunch of applications, and all of these applications here, which I cancelled some of, installation of some of I cancelled because I actually don't really need them, but some of them are really popular around. Yeah, they put a desktop icon by desktop shortcut by default, and this is not really something I want, and there is no way for me to set up some settings in Windows for this installers not to do it, because every disinstaller is just own thingy. It's not controlled by operating system, and every time I install something, I need to pay attention to what I'm clicking, because it might do something else. And most of them also ask about questions that nobody cares about, like location to install to, and the location, a start menu, and the welcome screen, and finish screen, and launching release notes in the browser. It's all distracting and it's unnecessary. I'm sorry. And yeah, so situation with the installers in Windows is just really big mess. And I know about some other solutions that helps with installation and especially updates, because like installation is one thing, but then you need to keep all this application updated. And sure, like you can have like a Chrome, you might have a Chrome that is, you know, doing updates automatically, and Firefox, but most of the applications don't do that. And you know, then you might be insecure because like, you think, oh, GIMP, why I need to update the GIMP, or WinRAR, or FreeCAD, or or 7-zip. Well, the problem is all this application I just mentioned, they actually open files that you can get from some other sources, and it might be attachment in an email, it might be somewhere. So you need to keep them updated, not just for new features, but for for security. Like the same Sumatra PDF, it's a very complex application. It opens PDFs, and there might be scripts in PDFs and images, JPEGs, and if there's a bug in a library that is exploited by a attacker, you know, maybe your system might be compromised. So you need to be careful. And so I know of some application that kind of helps with installation and updates, but I don't know whether it actually helps with the desktop shortcuts. So there's Ninita, which is really nice, File Hippo, Chocolati, which I didn't try yet, but I'm going to try because it looks really similar to apt-get under Linux in Debian distributions, because I really don't use Windows. I just logged into Windows because my Linux disappeared from BIOS for some reasons. So I really don't use Windows. Linux is my main operating system to use. And installation there is just so easy and so nice and so quick, and updates are easy and quick and secure. And none of the applications makes a mess like that. And there's some other applications like Unchecky and Patch My PC, but I didn't try them yet. So yeah, that was my quick, 20 minutes rant about, or well, probably 40, about about installers and desktop shortcuts. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope developers will take notice and do something about it.